Two things about executive decision, Kurt, that I think are really special. One is that you play an intelligent, thoughtful, almost retiring sort of person faced with real dangers.
Right.
That's kind of a switch. You're not the swashbuckling action man at first.
Yeah, no, not even to the end. I mean, in the end, he has to take the situation in hand, but he's not a man of action. He's a man of thoughts and of deduction and analyzing things. That's what he's done all his life, and he's good at that. But
physicality of roles. This must have been
fun.
It
was fun. I really liked it. It's a character that there's very few characters that I've played that I would like. I could play in a different scenario in another movie. This one's like that. I mean, this guy is. I would like to, if I did it again, it would make him make a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? He's a character that can take that kind of thing.
Hold him up to the light and we could put him in different contexts?
Yeah, because I think that he's a real relatable person. He's someone who's used to putting other people in situations that he can feel quite comfortable about.
And now he's
now he's on the hot seat, yeah.
The second thing is that you've done your share of action pictures, Tombstone, where you've had lots of space and all outdoors to deal with.
Yeah, this is claustrophobic as it gets.
Was it really claustrophobic?
It was at times. It really was. You know, after you spend a couple of weeks on one set, it gets pretty tight. The trick there is it's really more for the director than anybody else. How do you keep showing that tight space in a way that's fresh?
Is it dramatic and visual to have a confined space and we're waiting for you to bust out or we're waiting for the action to explode?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have to get the right balance so that you haven't shut the audience down and made them just go, get out of here.
Right.
Hopefully you get them just to that point, and you do. It's not a matter of manipulation as much as it is taking what you think is credible and plausible and taking it to its extreme and putting people in there that are relatable. I think executive decision does that. I mean, I think it takes people who you recognize and you sort of say, it gives you the opportunity to turn to your friend at the movies and go, I'll tell you what I'd do here.
Now, your character is obviously a survivor, and so are you, because with more than 30 years in the business, still at a relatively young age, you really can say that you hung in there and you survived. And all around us we see, well, people recently like Tommy Reddick, you know, he's gone now and had been unhappy in later years. How do you do it?
And Tommy was a contemporary.
How
I don't know. I have no answer to that. I'm doing Escape from L.A. right now, and I'll do another movie right after that. If these movies don't work, that could be my last. There's never any answer in this business, you know. I don't know. I take a look at projects. I've really enjoyed the business. I really do enjoy the making of the movies. That's the part I like, and I've become knowledgeable at it, and I continue to try to become more knowledgeable at it because it's interesting. And you know, I try to do things that I look at and I go, it just hits you, and you go, yeah, you know, I think that could be pretty good. I think I'd want to see that.
With the time left, can you pinpoint one major change from your earliest work, say on Jamie McPheeters or something, to now that is the most significant change that you've seen in your own careers?
Probably, for me, when I did a television Deadly Tower, that I knew that was a significant. I knew that was casting against type. I knew that when I did that show, if I could do that, and if the people who wanted me to do it, if they saw what I thought that I knew I could do in that, and that I could bring that to the show, and that the audience would go, what? And then at the end of it go, hey, you know, that's what made that work. That's what made that believable. That I could open myself up to directors and producers in this town that would say, you know, what about him?
Yeah.
I've never seen him do that, but I'm not sure he couldn't do it. And as long as I could, and I remained that way, as long as I can, hopefully be a person that not too many directors will look at and say, Kurt Russell for that? No. I don't want to. You know,
as you talk, I think you're almost describing what makes David Grant believable too. Interesting fusion here, maybe. Character and
he's a character that is probably in real life as close to me in my personality, and what I think of myself as anybody. I don't think of myself as a man of action. I don't think of myself as a macho guy. I think of myself as a guy who tries to analyze things and else say, well, I don't know, what do you think? You know, and talk about it and then say, well, you know, this might be the best thing to do.
Incidentally, dare I say it, since we're at an airport, our time has flown.
Yes.
I think there's one waiting for us after
Okay.
Kurt Russell.
Thanks a lot.
Pleasure talking to you. The movie is Executive Decision. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5 at LAX in Los Angeles.